So if you remember, in the last few lectures, we discussed about inversions of 4-bar chain and then inversions of single slider. In single slider, we discussed 4 inversions of single slider when in turn different links are fixed. And that inversions are IC engine, then second one is Whitworth, when link number 2 is fixed, Whitworth and rotor engine. When 3 is fixed, then crankcast rotative mechanism and oscillating cylinder engine. And the last, pendulum pump or bull engine, we can also call it as a hand pump. These are the 4 inversions of single slider crank chain we discussed in the previous sessions. At the end of the last lecture, we also started our discussion on double slider crank chain. So when basically, what is basic difference between single slider and double slider? That also we discussed, if you remember. Here, this is basic schematic diagram of double slider. Is it visible to all? Arrow is visible? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So tell me, how many prismatic pairs are there in double slider?
2 prismatic
Two.
Two prismatic pairs.
Okay, so 2 prismatic pairs and 2 turning pairs. So here there are 4 links are there. Link number 1 is a slider. Link number 2 is one connecting link which connects this first slider with another slider called as link number 3. So link number 1 and link number 3 are both sliders. Link number 2 is used to connect slider 1 and slider 3 by means of a turning pairs. So link 2 forms turning pair with link 1 here, and link 2 with link 3 forms turning pair here. So these are the 2 turning pairs formed by link 2 with 1 and 3. If you consider link number 4, it act like a guide or frame, we can say, and this link 4 will form a prismatic pair, or you can say sliding pair, with link number 1 and 3. So you can see here, link number 1 will form a prismatic pair with link number 4. Same time, link number 3 also form prismatic pair with link number 4. In short, link number 4 forms link prismatic pair with 1 and 3, while link 2 will form turning pair with 1 and 3. So likewise, I told you which are the 4 different links and which pairs are formed here. So I hope it is clear to all. How many prismatic pairs are there? Yes. How many prismatic pairs?
2.
2. And which are the 2 pairs? Between which 2 links that prismatic pairs are formed?
1 and 4 and 3 and 4.
Good. And what about turning pair?
2 turning pairs, 2 and 1 and 2 and 3.
2 and 1 and 2 and 3. Right. Okay. So this is what just a basic double slider crank chain mechanism. But we know that this linkage we can't call it as a mechanism or linkage unless we fix one of the link. So when we fix one of the link, the mechanism is nothing but one of the inversion of mechanism, the particular mechanism. So we can obtain how many inversions here in this mechanism?
4.
4 inversions, as links length as the number of links are 4. So 4 inversions we obtain, and we see here, as I told you, link number 1 forms prismatic pair with 4. Link number 3 forms prismatic pair with 4. So link number 1 and 3 both are sliders. So let's say fix one of them. Thing here is, in this case, if I fix link number 1 or link number 3, in both cases you obtain same inversion. So I hope you've seen here, I written only 3 inversions here: Scotch yoke, Oldham's, and elliptical trammel. Why 3? Because this first inversion, that is Scotch yoke mechanism, is obtained in both cases. In the case when link number 1 is fixed, in the second case when link number 3 is fixed. So the 4, when we say 4 inversions, out of the 4, 2 are repeated for 2 links when we get fixed. That is, when link 1 and 3 is fixed, in both cases we obtain same inversion. So let's discuss this inversion first, called the Scotch yoke mechanism. So when this will obtain, if you remember this basic diagram in mind, then let's say I fix link number 1 here. So when I fix link number 1, you must know which different types of pairs are formed between the links and which are the different links are here. So let's say link number 1 is fixed as given in the basic diagram. So this first case, when link number 1 is fixed, this link number 2, which forms turning pair, you can see here the relative motion remains same, even though for each mechanism. In each inversion, relative motion remains same. Let's say in double slider mechanism, either we are talking about inversion 1, 2, 3, 4, a relative motion between different links will remain always same. This is oral question, or you can say online question. Relative motion does not get changed in inversion, but absolute motion of that link with respect to fixed link get changed. So relative motion between 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4, 1 and 4 will not change in any inversion. Here, the turning pair which is formed between 1 and 2 will remain turning only. Turning pair between 2 and 3 will remain turning only. Of course, prismatic pair also remains same. So which link is fixed here? 1 is fixed. So here, when link number 1 is fixed, this link number 2 will act as a crank. In basic mechanism, we can't see it as a crank. But when I fix this link number 1, then this link 2 can make complete rotation about link 1. Hence, this link 2 will act as a crank. Link 1 is fixed. Now we know 2 and 3 forms a turning pair, while this 3 will slide inside link number 4. Now link number 4, which was just guide here in the initial case we drawn, you see in the basic diagram, link number 4 is just guide we drawn. So it will form in the form of a T-shaped link. So what happened here, when this link 2 rotates, inside this link 4, along with slider, this link 4 also reciprocate inside this. So you can see when this link 2 is rotating in a clockwise direction, this link 4 will move forward. Further, when it moves beyond some angle, then link 4 will retract back. So forward and reverse motion of this link number 4 is possible inside the link number 1. And of course, the prismatic pair is there between link 1 and 4. So you can see pairs here. Link 1, which is fixed, forms prismatic pair with 4. Here it is sliding pair. Link 3 with this link 3 with 4 also form prismatic pair. So 1 and 3 with 4 will form a prismatic pair, while 2 with 1 and 2 with 3 will form a revolute or turning pair. So pairs remain same. The motion here obtained here is when 2 rotates, 4 will reciprocates. That is what Scotch-Yoke mechanism. Similar mechanisms obtained when instead of link number 1, link number 3 get fixed. You can see this mechanism. So here instead of fixing 1, if you fix link number 3, the same mechanism obtained, but difference is the crank. Which link is crank again? Link number 2 is crank, 3 is fixed. But here 1 will reciprocate inside the link 4. Of course, in the last case, 3 will reciprocate as 1 is fixed. And here 1 will be a slider instead of 3 as 3 get fixed. So the basic working is same, but there are two different inversions as we obtain by fixing out of 2 sliders, 1 slider at a time. When 1 is fixed, then also Scotch-Yoke mechanism. When here 3 is fixed, then also Scotch-Yoke mechanism. Can anyone tell me working of this Scotch-Yoke mechanism, how it will work? Both are same. This one, only difference is link number 1 is fixed here. Difference is link number 3 is fixed here. Okay. Now tell me how it works. I already told you. Anyone please? Means which will be input, which will be output, how output is. That you have to explain. Working you have to explain. Yes. Tell me working please, anyone. How this mechanism will work? No one?
Sir, hello.
Yes.
Sir, the crank which is link number 2 will rotate, and through which the piston 1 will slide inside the fourth link, which is in a T shape, and there is another piston placed near the edge of the T shape, which will push the second piston of link 3 to slide in where the link 3 is fixed. There it will slide, and in that way both the sliding operation will also be done, and the turning pair will also turn. The shaft will also rotate.
Okay. Actually, you're right, but remember here, out of 2 sliders, 1 slider is fixed here. Understand? All of
Yes,
it, please. Out of 2 sliders, 1 slider is fixed. In the first inversion, which one is fixed? In the first inversion, which one is fixed? Which slider is fixed?
1.
1 is fixed. And in the second inversion here, I hope it is, if it arrow is visible, I'm showing you. This is your basic mechanism, and here it is first inversion, and here it is third inversion, and both are same. That I'm trying to explain. Understand or not? Working of both is same. Difference is, in turn, we are fixing two sliders. At a time, only one slider is fixed. Clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the first case, link number 1 is fixed. In the second case, link number 3 is fixed. In both cases, 2 will act as a crank. And of course, in that case, when 2 will act as a crank, link number 4 will reciprocate inside a fixed link. Now, which link is fixed in the first case? Link number 1 is fixed. So 1 and 4 will form a prismatic pair. In the second case, 3 is fixed. So 3 and 4 will form prismatic pair. So 4 will slide inside a fixed link, output motion. Of course, the piston which is there, either link 3 or link 1, will reciprocate inside that link 4. So here we obtain two prismatic and two turning pairs. Now, can anyone tell me in the first case which two prismatic pairs and which two turning pairs we have? Means between which two links we have turning pair, which two links we have prismatic pair?
And 1 are turning, and 2 and 3 and
2 and 3 is also
turning.
good. And which one is prismatic?
3 and 4 and 4 and 1.
Very good. Any other can tell me in the second case, in the third inversion? Why I call it third inversion? Because link 3 is fixed. Second inversion we discuss later. When link number 2 is fixed, what you obtain that we discuss later. Here I call first inversion as link number 1 is fixed. Third inversion as link number 3 is fixed. Yes, please. Now, which kind of pairs are formed here? In this case, third inversion. Are which two prismatic, which two turnings?
2 and
3
1
and
is
2 are turning,
Okay.
and 2 and 1 are turning.
Okay. And prismatic?
4 and 1 and 3 and 4.
Very good. Okay. So I hope you understand the basic working. Now I'll show you just animation of this topic only, that is Scotch-Choke mechanism, just for better understanding. If you understand the concept, try to go through this animation. Okay. Is it visible to you?
Yes, sir.
This YouTube link. Okay. Now see here, already I told you about inversion of double slider mechanism. So you can see this circle diagram. I hope my arrow is visible to you, what I'm showing with arrow. If not, please tell me at that time only. Because sometimes it is not visible, sometimes it is visible, it happens. Yes. So I'm showing the circle diagram. Is it visible?
yes, sir.
Okay. Now you see here, how many prismatic pairs are here? At A and D, there is prismatic pair. Prismatic and sliding both are same. Word is same. So A and D, there is prismatic pair. B and C, there are two turning pairs. So we know in double slider, there are two prismatic pairs and two prismatic. Therefore, this mechanism also called as 2RP mechanism. 2RP means Yes, 2
Two
RP means
prismatic and two turning.
we can say 2R 2P, like this also we can call sometime. 2R 2P. 2R means 2 revolute. Revolute means
Turning.
turning. Turning. And 2P means prismatic, or prismatic means sliding also. So 2R 2P mechanism is nothing but a double slider crankchain mechanism. So we see in this 4 pairs, B, C are turning and A and D are prismatic. While now you see here, link number 1 is completely having prismatic pair on both sides. That is slider here. Okay. And while you can see this link number 2, which is fixed here. Now, which one is link 2, that we'll see later on. This link is fixed, which is having sliding pair on one side and turning pair on other side. So this is what mechanism obtained. That is called a Scotch yoke mechanism, in which this link number, you can see this pair, BC represents pair. So at B, this B, the slider is fixed. So this link is fixed, and we obtain crank. So this BC will act as a crank. You can see why it has a crank, because it has a turning pair on both sides. At B also and C also there is turning pair. So it will act as a crank. Let's see how it will work. So this one is crank. That audio, inbuilt audio, audible to you?
No, sir.
Okay. So this one is crank, and this crank will reciprocate inside this side, which is nothing but a, and this link 1. So this link we have already formed in the form of a T shape, and it is having sliding pair. You can see here. It has both prismatic pairs, because this T shape frame has both prismatic pairs. You can see here, it will form prismatic pair with this fixed link, and in this case they take name 1. In our case, we take different name, which is the link here. What name you take for in our slides here for this link? T shape link la kai name घेतला आपण, if you remember. Namings are different here.
4.
That is our 4th link. Okay. What we take here, we take this as fixed link 1, crank as 2. Okay. Crank as 2. But here crank is not 2. Which one is crank here?
3.
3 is crank. One is I'm saying sliding link, and 2 and 4 are the prismatics. Okay. Now tell me, fixed link is nothing but 2. So which one is 4th link here? This one is 1.
Piston.
Yes, please. Piston. Okay. Yes. Now see. So this one is sliding link. This sliding link is having prismatic pair with this fixed link also, and this sliding pair also. That means the piston also. Okay. Now you can see it's working. When this crank, you see carefully how the sliding link is sliding. For some motion of crank, now it is moving back, while for another motion it is moving forward. Means for particular angle it is moving back, and particular angle of crank it is moving forward. So like this, we see an animation. I repeat it if you want to see again. See, for this motion it is moving forward. Now it is, after this it is moving back. At the same time, the slider is sliding inside this frame. Remember, slider is not moving inside this portion. It is only moving in a vertical path. You see the slider path, you observe carefully. It is guiding in a vertical path only, but the crank is rotating, and this link number 1 is moving forward and back. I'll show you again.
So this T section is whole, no?
Yes, please.
So this T section, it is whole, no? Means
Yes, it is completely.
yeah.
But you observe here, the slider can't move inside because there is no provision. It is moving just vertical way.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and the crank is rotating completely. So slider will rotate along with the crank, but slider will only reciprocate inside this T-shaped portion. Understand? I'm saying vertical portion of the T-shape link. At the same time, the sliding link 1, which is complete section, will move back and forward. For particular angle, it is moving back. For particular angle, it is moving forward. So forward and reverse motion of that T-shaped link is achieved here. That is prismatic pair is achieved between link number, as per our naming, we can say link number 4 and 1. Okay. Here naming is somewhat different, but I hope you understand the working and animation here. Are working someone like how it works?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think Scotch yoke mechanism is clear to all. Understand, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we'll see next one. So in double slider, how many inversions we completed now? Hello. In double slider branch chain, how many inversions we seen?
2. Link
Two we
1
see.
and 3 are fixed.
Yes, 1 and 3 are fixed. We obtain which mechanism? Scotch yoke. Remember, application is Scotch yoke. Yes. So this first we completed. Now we have to see second and third inversion of a double slider crank chain. Just go through basics here. So this one is same. You can see, just made in the same different format. Just this is crank and it is Scotch yoke only. This crank will rotate. Link number 1 is fixed. Link number 3 is slider. We slide inside the frame. Okay. And link number 4 is made in the form of frame. Now this is important one. Second inversion. So if you see in this diagram again, okay, you go through this diagram and assume that here, if link number 2 is fixed, which one is link number 2? Tell me, which kind of pair it forms with other?
Turning pair with 1 and 3.
Okay, so you have to understand the pair, the link which you are going to fix to obtain inversion 2 is nothing but link number 2 is fixed, and it must be clear to all. This link number 2 is forming turning pair with 1 and turning pair with 3. Understand? I will see how we obtain inversion. So when this link is fixed, when 2 link is fixed, link number 2 is fixed, what that inversion is, that we'll see in detail now. Actually, it is application of that inversion, nothing but a Oldham's coupling. Okay, so here actually there are 4 elements, 4 links. I told you link number 2 is fixed here. So this frame, this link number 2 is made in the form of a frame. You can see this. I'm telling you directly application. This link number 2 is supporting frame. On the supporting frame, on one side this is bearing, and in that bearing, this driving shaft A is fitted. At the end of driving shaft, there is one flange-like portion. While here also, on this side B, there is bearing B, and here we have driven shaft. At the end of driven shaft, there is one flange-like portion. And to connect this driving and driven shaft, there is one intermediate piece. Intermediate piece, nothing but link number 4. So means how many elements are here? Here it consists of intermediate piece or intermediate link 4, which is used to connect link number 1 and 3. What is link number 1 and 3? Link number 1 is flange connected to driving shaft. Link number 3 is flange connected to driven shaft. Means there are 4 elements only. One is frame, other one is the flange along with driving shaft, that is link number 1. Third one is flange along with driven shaft, and fourth one is interconnecting member or intermediate piece. So the 4 links are clear. I repeat, supporting frame along with bearings. So driving shaft rotates or from turning pair with link number 2. Driving shaft along with the flange is considered as link number 1. Driving shaft along with driven shaft along with flange is considered as link number 3, and intermediate member is link number 4. This link number 4 is having 2 slots on both sides. One is horizontal slot to connect with link number 1, and a vertical slot to connect with link number 3. You see here, this one is horizontal slot to connect with this link number 1, while it has having this vertical slot to connect with link number 3. Means link number 1 and 3 is forming which kind of pair with link number 4? It is having slot like this. So which kind of pair? Surface pair. Which kind of pair it is? Prismatic pair. So this link number 4 is forming prismatic pair with link number 1 and 3, while this 2 is forming turning pair with 1 and 3. So of course it is double slider only. 2 prismatic and 2 turning pairs. This diagram is clear. How many elements are there?
4.
Okay, which 4? Tell me.
Flange 1 connected to driving shaft is link
Yes.
1.
Okay,
Link
so understand.
2
Okay,
is support.
remember flange 1 along with the driving shaft forms a link 1. Good. Okay, next.
Supporting frame is link 2.
Okay.
Flange connected to driven shaft is link 3.
Okay.
And the intermediate piece between link 1 and 3 is fourth link.
Okay. Now my question to you is, this intermediate piece or link 4 is forming which kind of pair with link 1 and 3?
Prismatic
Sliding.
pair.
Sliding pairs. Good. Okay, so you can understand 2 sliding pairs. There are 2 sliding pairs formed by intermediate link 4 with link number 1 and 3, which is basic diagram also. Similarly, 2 turning pairs are formed between which 2 links?
2 and 1 and 2 and 3.
Good. So if you understand this, and of course understand this intermediate member, it is similar to this our basic diagram only. Here 2 will form prismatic turning pairs and 4 will form prismatic pair with 1 and 3. So 2 with 1 and 3 form turning pair, 4 with 1 and 3 from prismatic pair, and same applied here. 2 with 1 and 3 from turning pair, and 4 with 1 and 3 from turning pair. That is what application of second inversion called as a Oldham's coupling. In more detail, I will show this also through video only for more clarity. So we are discussing inversion number 2 of a double slider connection mechanism, and that one is nothing but a, yes, which one? Name of the inversion is
Oldham's coupling.
Oldham's coupling. Can anyone tell me, you seen diagram, basic diagram, can anyone tell me where it will be useful, for which application it is useful? Yes. Oldham coupling is used for what?
Automobile.
It is, remember, it is used to connect 2 parallel shafts. Okay, I'll come to that topic later on also. Let's understand again the basics we discussed. Is it visible to you, the screen? Hello? Or yes or no? This visible or not?
Yes, sir.
This YouTube link, YouTube screen.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Now see, you see here in the circular diagram. Again, how many prismatic pairs are shown in the circular diagram?
2.
2. Now tell me which links form prismatic pair as per diagram. Forget about what we discussed. Maybe namings are changed here. Please, which links are from prismatic pair as per circular diagram? Don't say other diagram. Just focus on this diagram. Observe and tell me. Yes.
2, 1,
Between 2 and 1 and 1 and 4.
Okay. So 2 with 1 and 4 with 1 forms a prismatic pair. So 1 is forming a prismatic pair. Understand? With both links 2 and 4. Similarly, 3 with 2 forms which kind of pair?
Turning pair.
Turning pair. You see here. And 3 with 4 also forms a turning pair. Okay, that's what basic of this mechanism. Now, in order to use this mechanism, what we do here, one of the link we have to fix. So here, this link CB is fixed. You observe now which one is CB link. The CB which is having turning pairs on another side, both sides. This CB is forming turning pair with link 2, and CB is forming turning pair with link 4. So this one is fixed. Now observe here, when CB is fixed, you know that this turning, this link which is forming turning pair on both sides is fixed here. So, but now even though it is fixed, but this pair will remain same. So this CB which is fixed will form a turning pair with link 2. You observe this one is link 2. Actually, this pink color one, pink one. This one is link 2. And which kind of pair it forms with fixed link?
Turning pair.
Turning pair, as given in the old diagram, this diagram also. Similarly, on this side, this link 4 is forming turning pair with link C. So observe here, link 4 is nothing but this blue one, blue color one. So it forms turning pair with C also. So turning pairs are same. What about prismatic pair? It is known to you. This link 1, which is made in the form of a cross-shaped link here, it forms prismatic pair with link number 2 as well as link number 4. So this pink one forms a prismatic pair with link 1. Link 1 is shown by this, which color we can say, orange color type. Link 1, okay, this one. So it forms prismatic pair with link 2 and prismatic pair with link 1. So these are 2 prismatic pairs, and here are 2 turning pairs. Now how it will work, that I'll show you. Is basic is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I just discuss circle diagram and just I'm discussing the schematic diagram. Then I'll show you application also. Don't worry. Okay, that I discussed with you. Already I told you this one. Now see this one. It's animation. I told you this link is fixed connected to link 2 and 4. And this link, one more thing, remember, tell me whether link 2 and 4 will act as a crank here. It can, will it make fully? Will this link 2 and 4 will rotate about this C fully?
No.
No? Or yes? We'll see it. We'll see it. Okay. And this one is link 1 forming prismatic. I told you this theory. Okay, now see its motion, please. What we are doing, you can see, we are just giving motion to link number 2. Remember, link 1 is used to connect these two links. So when I give motion to link 2, what happened? Tell me which link will move, because 2 is inside which link? This link 2, pink one, is inside which link? Link 1. When I give motion to 2, automatically 1 will move, and when 1 will move, which will also move?
4.
4 also move. See its animation, please. So we are dragging link 2. See this. I hope you observe when I rotate this. Let's say link 2 was initially here. Now see, we are moving link 2. You can see the motion of link 2. When link 2 is here, link 4 is here. See this carefully. When link 2 is, in this case, when link 2 is here, link 4 is here. When I rotate this link 2, of course, link 2 will rotate about B and link 4 will rotate about C only. But the link connecting them will remain same. That is link 1. And there are different motions possible here. You see, both will rotate through same angle. See, when this link 3, let's say rotate to 30-degree angle, link 4 also rotate to 30-degree only. Angle turned by both link will be same. You observe animation again. Now, what important here is this: when I rotate this link 2, automatically link 1 also rotate, as well as link 4 also rotate. It is known to you link 2 will rotate about B, while link 4 will rotate about C. One interesting thing here: the axis of rotation of these two links are parallel to each other. Means link 2 axis of rotation and link 4 axis of rotation are parallel to each other. So we can use this application, this schematic diagram, for application where two turning pairs are formed, and the two shafts, which are rotating shafts, we can say, or rotating axis, we can say, they are parallel to each other. By considering this, we'll see a animation, or you can say application of this, that is Oldham coupling, used to connect two parallel shafts. So I told you this application of this second inversion is Oldham coupling, and it is used to connect two parallel shafts. This is not Oldham coupling. This is just schematic diagram representing double slider. When that link number 3, you can say this link BC is get fixed. Okay, so we'll see its animation now. So this is what application of second inversion, that is Oldham's coupling. Here, now see carefully. I told you, let's say link 2 and 4, and this is link 4. Now in our case, we fix link 2. Namings are different here. Keep in mind, okay? So this link 2, we actually in our case we call it as link 2 is fixed, and link 4 will act as a coupler. And 1 and 3 are these two input and output links. But here the namings are changed. But of course, you must have same idea. Let's assume that one link is made in this form, this slot, that's input shaft, you can say. This one is output shaft. In this case, we call it as link 2 and link 4. So input and output are link 2 and 4. This one is coupler. You see, this coupler is having two slots. One on horizontal side, which get engaged with this horizontal slot on output shaft. This link 1 is having vertical slot, which get engaged with vertical slot on link number 2. Are you getting this? These three elements? Hello? Are these three elements are clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This one is coupler. These two are input and output shaft, and coupler is having slots on both sides to get engaged with link 2 and 4 correspondingly. And they are going to fix, and this all these three elements are fixed inside a frame. Now that will be link number 3 in that case. In this case, that is link number 3 means fixed link. Now see further. So these are two shafts, input and output. Now we'll see its animation. It's working in 3D view. So this is your Oldham coupling. Let's say input one shaft, another shaft. This one is intermediate link. Now see it's working. Now you observe here how these two shafts are. This is one shaft, this is another shaft. So green one and blue one are two shafts connected by flanges. And this orange one is the color or is the link used to connect. There are two shafts. At the same time, you observe here axis of rotation of the shafts. The axis of green color and axis of blue color are not, I'm saying collinear, but they are parallel to each other. So this mechanism is used to connect two shafts having, yes, parallel axis. Application of Oldham coupling used to connect two shafts having, yes.
So can we use it to transfer torque?
Of course. Yes,
Because
yes.
torque equals to FR sin theta, no? So
Yes, yes. Yes, please. Hello.
so that much only.
Yes, yes. Of course. See, Oldham coupling, I'm saying it is used to connect two parallel shafts. Why is I'm saying this? Because there are some couplings which are used to transmit power between inclined shafts. So you must have clarity for which particular application. Of course, they are used to transmit motion and torque only. Each coupling, like a hook joint. Have you heard about hook joint?
Yes, sir.
Hooks joint, or you can say universal coupling. It is used to connect two shafts having some angular misalignment, while Oldham coupling is used to connect two shafts having some parallel offset, you can say. Understand? And that is nothing but, we are talking about application. It is nothing but inversion derived from double slider. So these two are sliders. So let's say this one is rotating. So turning pair is formed between, let's say, frame and this input shaft. Another turning pair is formed between this frame and another output shaft. While sliding pair is formed between coupler link and input shaft and coupler link and output shaft. It's very easy actually. Input shaft, output shaft, two links, coupler and the frame. So coupler forms which two pairs? Prismatic pairs. While the frame forms turning pairs with input and output shaft. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Let's see how it works again. Yes, see here. It is working of Oldham coupling. You can see in detail now.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, flange coupling कुठे use होते?
This Oldham coupling you are talking about?
Flange.
Flange coupling.
हाँ.
Which
Oldham
flange?
parallel.
Yes, yes. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, speak please.
हाँ sir, flange coupling.
Flange coupling used to connect direct to, I'm saying, collinear shafts.
Okay.
Okay. To collinear. You understand meaning of collinear? Axis are collinear.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Here it is parallel. Offset. Offset is there.
Okay.
So this is what animation I'll show again. Okay, that's what about a ODM coupling. That is second inversion. Now we'll talk about last inversion. That is inversion 4. Here, see, when link 1 and 3 speaks, what we obtain? Yes. When 1 and 3 speaks, what we obtain? Example. Scotch-Yoke mechanism. Okay. And when 2 speaks, then
Oldham's coupling.
Oldham coupling. And remaining is one is now fourth link. Okay. Now see, it's very easy. You know which kind of pair is formed between fourth link and other links? Yes. Fourth
4
link
forms prismatic pair with link 1 and 3.
Yes. So 4 forms prismatic pair with link 1 and 3. In the last case, when we fix link number 2, it is known to you that fixed link is forming turning pair. Therefore, that 2 shafts are rotating over that frame. Nothing but turning pair. So that frame is fixed in that last case. Means I'm saying that the connecting link which forms turning pair are fixed. In this case, the fixed link is forming prismatic pair with 3 and 1. Of course, 3 and 1 form turning pair with 2, but we are interested in link number 4 here. So link 4 is forming prismatic pair with 1 and 3 is fixed now. So let's say this arrangement here. I just drawn this arrangement. Just focus here now what I'm showing to you. Let's say consider this part. I'm highlighting some part. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is your link 4. And what is link 4? Just frame or fixed link, you can say. Now inside this 4 is forming which kind of pair with 3?
Sliding.
Yes. So you can see here, this one is link 3 and this link 3 is forming a prismatic pair, or we can say 3 is slider basically. So 3 forms prismatic pair with link 4, as well as here this link 1 we can say, which is also a slider. Is also forming a prismatic pair with link number 4. So this 3 is forming prismatic pair with 4 and 1 also form prismatic pair with 4. What about link 2? Link 2 I'll show. Now you tell me which kind of pair is formed between link 2 and other links.
Link 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 have turning pair.
Turning pair. So this is a link I'm showing. That is link 2, and that link 2 is forming a turning pair with link 1 and link 3 here. You can see this one is turning pair here. This here. Okay. Now see, so pairs are known to you, but how it works? So remember, if I give motion to this link number 2, it will rotate. Link 2 will rotate as it is a turning pace at B and A. So link 2 will rotate. When link 2 will rotate, what about link 1 and 3?
They will slide in fourth link.
Yes. So when link 2 will rotate having turning pair with 1 and 3, when I rotate that link, then link 1 and 3 will slide inside the frame. Now this arrangement is called elliptical trammel. Why it is called elliptical trammel? Because any portion or any point on this link, let's say consider point C. If I consider path of this point, assume that it is ellipse. No need to assume, of course it will be ellipse. Somewhat like this. Okay, means what I want to explain you, the path of this point, tracer point that we consider. Let's say I consider C point here. We can consider any other point that will trace an ellipse. As the point on that link will trace ellipse, this mechanism obtained is called the elliptical trammel. Here, why it is elliptical trammel? सर 2 मिनिटं लेक्चर संपत आले करतो मी. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Okay. See why it is elliptical. Why it is called elliptical triangle? Because any point on that link number 2 will trace an ellipse.
Ellipse.
Okay. Now we can prove this. How we can say it will trace ellipse? Of course, when you see animation, you will get idea. But geometrical also we can prove. Let's say consider C point here. Okay. The C point is visible to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If I find out coordinates, why I consider C point only? Because in this case, I assume this C point is used to trace an ellipse. So point which is used to trace ellipse, that I consider. Now consider this C point and its coordinates. So let's say X is coordinate of the C point with respect to origin. Let's say this, if you consider this as origin, is coordinate, or you can say its position with respect to x-axis represented by small x, while its y coordinate is this, x and y. So x and y are the coordinates of this point C. Now I can write what is x basically in terms of geometry. Let's say consider this angle is theta. Angle made by this connecting link is theta with horizontal. So this angle is theta. You can see here. So write x in terms of theta. How I can write?
Cos theta.
Yes, cos theta, but which length? A, B, C. Which length it is? X is nothing but. Tell me orally, it is useful to you. Yes, x is nothing but AC cos theta or AB cos theta. Observe it carefully. X, this length, from origin, from this vertical point to this point. How much? This one is the x. And it is nothing but complete portion of this link AC on horizontal axis. The AC cos theta is nothing but x. Clear or not? X is equal to S. AC cos theta. What I can write about y? Yes, please, fast. Y coordinate is nothing but, can I write y is BC sin theta? Consider this triangle. This angle is theta, opposite angle. So this one is BC. So opposite is nothing but y. So it is nothing but BC sin theta. So y is nothing but BC sin theta. Now what this equation represents? Yes. What this equation represents? X is AC cos theta, y is BC sin theta. What I can write? Is it equation of ellipse or not?
Equation of ellipse.
Yes. Simply, if you take square and add squaring and adding this, it is x square. Let's say this term is there. We are squaring and adding. So what I can write? X square. Let's say squaring and adding and taking one term to other side. Let's say x upon AC I am taking, y upon BC I am taking. So another side is x square upon yes. X square upon AC square. Squaring and adding x upon AC. X square upon AC plus y square upon yes BC square is equal to what?
1.
Cos square theta plus okay, here it is sin na BC.
Sin theta plus cos square theta is equal to.
So the cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1. Actually it is sin here, but no one told me it is wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. By the way, it is equal to 1.
Blur, so we are not able to find.
It is blur.
A little bit.
Okay. So x square upon AC square plus y square upon BC square is equal to 1. It represents equation of ellipse. So I told you how this equation, why it is called elliptical triangle, because we prove geometrical also, and I told you, I already told you it is used to trace ellipse. I will show you animation also how it is used to trace ellipse, and mathematical also we prove that this equation is of ellipse. But one problem is there. Let's assume that this point C, which is at the end of the link, is not at the end point, but let's say this point C, instead of taking at this point, it is at midpoint of this AB. If it is at AB midpoint, then assume it is C here. C is here now. I told you any point will trace ellipse. But if this point C is midpoint of BC, then They're very simple. If is and stop here, this point
Yes,
is
sir. Ellipse form.
ellipse will form or not?
Yes, sir.
Now check it. That is our exceptional case actually. If C is midpoint of AB, then what I can write about AC and BC? Relation between AC and BC.
AC equal to BC.
So remember exceptional case. If C is midpoint of B, if I am saying if C is midpoint of B, then AC is equal to BC. Exceptional case, one case, special case. And if AC is equal to BC, then this equation becomes x square upon AC square plus y square upon, again instead of BC I can write AC only. So x square upon AC square plus y square upon AC square is equal to 1. So I can write x square plus y square is equal to AC square. It is equation of what?
Circle.
Yes, it is equation of circle. So in that case, it is equation is x square plus y square is equal to, not upon, but it is, I can write it is equal to AC square. Or also we can write BC square because AC is equal to BC, and this represents the equation of circle. So remember, any point on that connecting link will trace ellipse other than midpoint. If it is midpoint of that link, then it will trace circle. In all other cases, it will trace a, yes, it will trace an ellipse. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I'll show you animation, then we'll stop. Okay, visible to you? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now see, whatever we talk about is same here. It consists of two prismatic pairs. I will not explain more now. This B is having prismatic pair with the frame, C is having prismatic pair with frame, and turning pair is nothing but, yes, this link, pink colored link will form turning pair at B and C. So two turning pair, two prismatic pairs, of course, as per double slider rank chain mechanism. And now you see, if I move this link BT, you can say BT. Actually, 2 points are considered on link BC. If I extend this link, a point T is called as a tracer point, and another point is called M. So you observe when I move this link, what T will trace and what M will trace. Where is M point actually? Yes, where is M point?
Midpoint.
Midpoint.
So M is midpoint, but T is any other point on link. But I told you any other point will trace ellipse, but midpoint will trace
Circle.
circle. 1 minute. Hello. Sorry, 2 minutes. Okay. So M will trace circle and T will trace ellipse. Okay. See its animation. Animation now. Now see its animation, please. We are considering observe motion of T as well as M point, or you can observe separately. Let's say first focus on T point. So you'll observe it is tracing ellipse while M is moving on a circular path. And the sliders are sliding inside the frame. I repeat, you can see again. So clear? Yes, animation is clear?
Yes.
Yes or no? Clear?
Yes.
Okay. And we also prove that why it is tracing ellipse and why it is tracing circle. Okay. Means what we consider not which point coordinates I have to find out to prove it is ellipse. T point. Find out coordinates of T with respect to origin. So its coordinates are x and y. Then find out, consider this angle as theta. Angle would like this link BC with horizontal is theta. Find out coordinate x cos theta, y sin theta. Just use squaring and adding, we get equation of ellipse. But if that point T is not anywhere but if it is at midpoint, then that BM is equal to MC. So it will be a circle. In that case, equation of circle. So we prove here how this elliptical triangle is used to trace ellipse, and in one special case it is used to trace a circle.
Circle.
Okay, that's what about inversion of double slider crankshaft mechanism. We discussed 3 inversions. That is nothing but elliptical triangle, overtime coupling, and first one is Scotch yoke mechanism. Okay, clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If any doubt is there?
No doubt, sir.
Okay. So this is what from today's lecture. In next lecture we'll see a next topic. Numericals we take in next lecture. Okay. Most of theory is covered. Only one topic, hardly a 5 to 10 minutes topic is remaining. Theory topic. Then we'll take numericals on this unit. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.